Good morning, students. Children, today we will recite poem Eating Words. Students, this poem is written by Catherine Hawth. She is a children author and poet, and she raised in Michigan, US, United States. And she liked the mountains and deserts, and she loved the nature, and she also drawn the pattern of natures, and those are existed around her. Means she raised her life in the desert and mountains, so she drew the patterns of the nature of the, and she had a very keen interest in poetry, so she started writing the simple poems, and with the captivating imagery. So she is a imaginative poetess, and Hot almost poems are based on the animal world, and she also helps the children to understand the complex science concepts in a easy way. Means she tells about the very tough science concepts in a easy way, with the help of her poems. So children, now we will read the poem Eating Words. This poem is a humorous poem. Humorous means funny poem. So in this poem we will know about the eating habits of animal in a fun way, and also we learn how the poet has combined a sense of humor with some interesting facts about language. So this poem will tell you about the eating habits of animals with some interesting facts about language. So now let's start the poem. When you know that war means eat, you will know that insectivorous feed. So the poet is saying in the first four lines, you know the meaning of war is eat, and you also know what do the insectivorous eat. So what do the insectivorous eat? Feed means eat. So they eat on grasshoppers, moths and butterflies, mosquitoes, bees and plain old flies. So insectivorous like lizard. These type of insect, or these are called insectivorous. So they eat grasshoppers, moths, butterflies, mosquitoes, bees, even the plain old flies. Now in the next four lines the poet is saying, when you know that carni means meat, you will know that carnivores eat. Children, as you know that carni means meat, and you also know that carnivorous animals eat flesh, flesh of dead animals, flesh of deer, flesh of lizard. So that in the last two line she's saying, you will know that carnivores eat snakes and lizards, deer and lamb, carrion birds, fish and ham. Means carnivores eat all the non-vegetarian things. So that is why they are called carnivores. Means they eat snakes, lizards, deer, lamb. Carrion means the dead body of human being or animals, anything. Birds, fish and ham. Now in the next four lines the poet is saying, when you know the herbs means plant. So children, you know the meaning of herb. It means plant. You will know the herbivores can't. So now what do the poet say? The poet is saying that herbivores can't. You know that herbivores cannot eat any kind of snakes, lizard, deer, grasshoppers, moths. So they so in the next line we will understand what do the herbivores eat. Eat anything that moves on a food. So it means that herbivores can't eat anything that moves on a food. Means the live things like insects, like birds, like small animals, big animals. Now who are the herbivores? Cow, buffalo, deer, giraffe, elephant, etc. So you know that these animals never eat any living being, any insect, any bird, any animal. They just eat just food that spring up from a root. So what do they eat? They eat that grows on the plants, that grows on the trees, that grows on the small herbs, shrubs. So whatever spring up from a root, the herbivorous eat that thing. When you know that omni means all, you will know that omnivorous call everything. So now in these lines, the poet is saying that omni means all. You know that who are the omnivorous? Those eat flesh as well as the vegetarian things like vegetables, fruits, as and along with them the flesh of anything. So these are called omni. Omni means all. So human being is also a omnivorous animal, and around us you have also seen dog, cat. These are also omnivorous. Crow in birds, you can say, and many more. So in these lines, the poet is saying that omnivorous call everything. They can suck or chew. Suck means किसी चीज को निगलना. Chew means चबाना. So the omnivorous can suck. They can eat anything. Sometimes even me or you food, and sometimes even me or you food means you have seen that the omnivorous can eat human beings also as a food. So the poem is telling, and it is very interesting poem, that it is telling the facts and also telling the eating habits of animals. Children, to understand the poem, please go through the book. Thank you and have a nice day.